Hey friends, it is Kendra here with the Prosperous Projector, and I am feeling a bit fired up and ranty today, and I want to talk to you about inadequacy and imposter syndrome. I want to talk about this because I see this deeply in a lot of us, right? Feeling not good enough, feeling inadequate, feeling unqualified, feeling like you're not good enough. I think it is something that many of us, especially entrepreneurs, face. And I want to speak to this, right? Because this is something when I look at my human design, right? My human design frequency is out of a projector. I'm a projector. And throughout my whole entire life, I have been working through and learning and tapping into the wisdom of this idea of feeling inadequate, not feeling good enough, imposter syndrome, who am I to do this, who am I to do that? And I've worked through it so much, right? And it still comes up for me from time to time, but now I'm at a place where I can look at it and see it for what it is and know that within that, there's actually a gift, there's a deeper understanding that I'm meant to take from it. But I want to talk about it today because I feel like that we need to be aware of something. First and foremost, I want you to know that you were born into this world already enough, already qualified, right? And you have come into this world within you all that you need to go out there and create the vision, the life, the business that you desire. Now, the gifts and the powers and the wisdom that you hold inside of you, it may need to be developed, right? There may be parts of you where you need to work with yourself and learn a skill and develop yourself. I think we all fall into that category, right? You don't come into this world already knowing how to walk, right? You have that ability and that potential inside of you, but it takes time when you're a young baby to learn how to walk. But it doesn't mean that you're not good enough or that you're inadequate because when you're 2 months old, you're not able to walk yet. All that means is that you need to give yourself permission to let time do its thing, for you to further develop, for you to continue for you to practice, and for you to get to that place where you can walk, right? And it's the same throughout all of our entire life. So you were born with everything that you need inside of you already. I deeply, deeply, deeply believe this. You were not placed on this earth to just come here and flail around and, be hard on yourself and then die one day. That's not what you were put here to do. You were put here for a bigger purpose. And I think that you know that, but what I see that gets in our way a lot of the times is this idea that you're not good enough, or this idea of who am I to do this? And this idea of not being enough is something that's been conditioned into all of us from day one, right? When we come into this world. I've already said to you that you came into this world already enough, fully who you are, capable of all that you desire, right? But what happens is we start out life and we begin to take in these messages that tell us that we're not enough. Okay? We learn that, as a young girl growing up, right? Like, oh, you're too loud, or you're not loud enough, or you're too busy. You're just always into everything, or you're too lazy. You're not doing enough, or you're this, or you're that. And as a child, you take that on and you don't know any different. You do not know any different. You take it on as truth. Right? You identify with it. You think it is you. And so we grow up into these amazing women that we are, and you're carrying these identities of who you think you are that aren't really true, that say that you aren't good enough. So we see this in our school system, right? When you're in school, what do you get? You get grades on paper, on your papers. If you get A's and B's, you're amazing. You're good, right? If you get all A's, you're even better, right? But if you get C's, D's, and F's, then you're not good. And so you take that information in and internalize it, and you begin to think, well, something is wrong with me. Now, I want to fast forward into adulthood, and what does this look like? It looks like you questioning yourself. It looks like you not trusting yourself. And one thing that I'm so passionate about and that I see is that the world is constantly, conditioning us to not trust ourselves, right? To not trust in our own knowing. To not trust that we know what is best for us. And that is just not the case. You know what is best for you. You know what is right for you. You know what your path gets to be. Sure, you may need to talk it out. You may need to do some, some contemplating around it, or you may need to do some planning, or you may need to go and try things and see what happens, right? But it doesn't mean that you don't know. You do know. You are enough already. And what I see happening is, like, especially in the coaching industry, is that this idea that people aren't good enough is just continually perpetuated, like it's continually driven into you through marketing, right? So if you're an entrepreneur, you see this thing that says, oh, you can make, 100K in 5 days, or you can make 10K in 10 days. And you go to that challenge, you do all the things, and it didn't happen for you. What do you immediately do? You immediately look at yourself and you go, oh my gosh, something's wrong with me. Why am I not figuring this out? Why can't I do this? And it has nothing to do with you. So what I want to guide us towards today is I want you to separate the story. Pull whatever results that you're getting in your life, separate that away from who you are as the woman that you are in this world, right? It doesn't have anything to do with who you are at your core. So if you're in your business right now and you have been doing all the things and you're like, oh my gosh, it's not working. I'm not getting the clients. I'm not making the money. I want you to ask yourself, what am I making this mean about me? Because that is where you're getting tangled up at, right? So you've got to remove the meaning from it, not make it mean anything about you, and understand that you're just experiencing what you're experiencing because you're meant to extract the wisdom from it. You're meant to extract the lesson from it so that you can then continue to develop all of the skills and all the wisdom that you have inside of you to move forward, right? One of the things that we don't talk about enough, I think, in this industry is how time plays into your journey of being successful, your journey of being prosperous. Time plays a major role. We live in a world where it's like, everything is instant, right? Everything's instant. Now we have, these reels and YouTube shorts where you're getting this instant hit of, content in like 90 seconds, right? That dopamine hit is faster and faster and faster. And so you're conditioned to think that, okay, when I go out here and I start my business and I put myself out there and I do my thing and I'm showing up on these lives and I'm doing all this content, then I should immediately be getting results. Right? And if people aren't engaging on your content, if people aren't liking or loving your work, if people aren't commenting, what do? You think that you're doing something wrong. You think that it must not be enough. Now, you might not be saying these words to yourself, but on an unconscious level, that is getting triggered in you, and you're going around and looking to say, oh, I need to take this course. Oh, I need to do that thing. Oh, I need to do this because this person's going to help me. And what I want you to know is that your answers are inside of you already. It's not outside of you. It is within you already. Right? So what I found is that when we come to really understand who we are, when you do the work around developing yourself, around developing your knowledge of self, you can then see quite clearly and accept and embrace all of your gifts and all of your goodness and all of your uniqueness, because you know that it's you, right? This is one of the reasons why I love human design so much, because you're brought into this world and you're kind of just like, okay, well, what do I do, right? You learn from your parents, you learn from your family, you learn from the world around you. And essentially you're putting on all these identities thinking, okay, I need to do this and I need to be this way in order to get that, right? And with human design, it shows you your unique energetic blueprint of how you are meant to show up in this world. Your gifts, right? It also will show you your shadows, right? What are the shadows that'll get in your way? And when you know this about yourself, you can then be the sovereign being that you are designed to be. You can be in your power. So me being a projector, before I knew I was a projector, I would make myself feel so wrong about so many things, right? I worked in a corporate environment. We were expected to work, 40 plus hours a week, where we were expected to be able to manage like multiple different healthcare departments, and we were expected to perform at a certain level. And when I was not able to stand up to that constant go, 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 when I wasn't able to stand up to that because that is not how my energy is designed, I made it about myself. I made it mean that I wasn't good enough. I made it mean that I couldn't do this, that maybe I needed to study more. Maybe I needed to get another certification. Maybe I needed to get another degree, right? Or maybe I'm just not cut out for this, right? And it sends you into this place of like victimhood within yourself. But now that I understand my design as a projector, I get that, yeah, I am not here to be working like that. That is not my place. So instead of me trying to run this race like everybody else and stay at that continuous pace, I can run my own race at my own pace and know that that's what's right for me, and trust that is right for me without questioning whether or not I'm good enough or not. You are good enough. You cannot mess this up unless you believe that you're going to mess it up. What you can do is you can continue to learn. You can continue to grow, right? I'm really passionate about this because I can see that it's ingrained in every level of this world that we live in, right? If you're a woman and if you're a woman of color, you get this as well, right? Because it's also been conditioned into you that you're not good enough. You're not smart enough. You're not pretty enough, right? Your skin is not fair enough. Right? So it's all of these things, by the way, are external benchmarks. They are benchmarks that other people have decided upon. Yet we are walking around comparing ourselves to these benchmarks that have nothing to do with who we are. The benchmarks that you see out in the coaching industry of, I hit 100K in 3 years, or I hit 100K in 1 year, 100K in 2 years, or I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. And then you go and you do the program and it didn't happen for you. And you are then looking at that benchmark and making it mean something about yourself. I want you to create your own benchmarks. What are your own benchmarks? What are you measuring yourself against that makes sense for you? That works for you. Right? This is why I don't believe in this whole like cookie cutter idea that, if you follow just this one way of doing things in business, you'll get X result. We're not all built that way. And if you are a projector entrepreneur, you get this. You know this already, right? It is about understanding how you are uniquely designed to show up and run your business and manage your life and lead yourself. But if you don't know these things, you're flying blind. You are literally flying blind. And then you're at the mercy of all these external things and all these external benchmarks that the world and people want to place onto you. So today, I want to give you a permission slip. I want to awaken you to this idea that no. We aren't going by anybody else's benchmarks of how successful we are or how prosperous we are. You're going to go by your own benchmarks of what that means for you. You're going to identify for yourself what success means for you. You're going to identify for yourself how much revenue in your business means something to you, right? You're going to understand that, you know what, it may take me a little more time than it took the other person. And essentially what this does for you is that it helps you to stay in your own lane. You can see what's happening around you, but you stay in your own lane, right? You tap into what's deep within you, the wisdom that is within you, right? Wisdom, by the way, does not come from an accumulation of knowledge. It comes from you being in deep relationship with the truth of who you are. And wisdom just wells up within you organically. It's not something you can force. It's not something you can make happen. It's when you slow down enough to tap into your own knowing and your own truth. So you are not inadequate, right? You are not an imposter. I saw a post, it's been a while ago, where this woman said, if you feel like that you're an imposter, then you probably are. That is straight BS, right? And when I read that, I saw it for what it was. I was like, okay, that's a post that just, it's one of those, posts to try to, get your attention. Right? A polarizing, kind of post. But here's the thing. It is something that's been conditioned into you. Period in the story. Because none of us are less than, right? None of us are inadequate. And when you begin to understand how you are designed, when you begin to understand how your energy is meant to interact with this world around you, you begin to appreciate all those parts of yourself that you thought were wrong. You recognize, oh my gosh, this is actually my genius. This is actually where I am meant to shine. And you can embrace that and you show up in a different way. So today, I want to encourage you to step into being enough, knowing you are enough, and untangle your feelings about yourself from these external benchmarks or external results that are happening in your life. And understand that, yeah, while you may have played a part in the results that showed up, it doesn't mean that you're, not enough if you didn't reach this benchmark that the world has set for you. Set your own benchmarks and stand in your own value, right? When you recognize how you are designed to show up in the world, you can more powerfully stand in your value and say, no, that's not for me. That's not going to work for me. You can then trust yourself, right? And that is what we got to get to, especially as female entrepreneurs. We've got to get to this place of being able to fully trust ourselves, right? Trust your own power. Trust your own judgment. When you are constantly trying to show up and live by these external benchmarks, you're not able to tap into your discernment. You're not able to tap into your own wisdom. It's not there. It's available to you, but you're not choosing it. So today, I want you to know that you get to choose to know that you are enough. You get to choose to know that, no, you're an expert and qualified for what it is that you desire to do in this world. Will there be some learning along the way? Absolutely. Will there be some skills that you'll need to finesse along the way and learn? Absolutely. And know that it will take time. It will take time. And can you allow time to be your friend so that you can enjoy the journey, so that you can enjoy the process, right? When you first understand, like for example, when I first got this is my human design chart, right? When I first printed my human design chart, I had no idea what this stuff meant. I was like, I don't know what this is. What does this mean? I had to spend some time digging into the knowledge of myself, the wisdom of myself, and I had to do some deep self-discovery to understand what this genetic makeup meant for me. So it takes time. You're not messing things up. Can we shift that perspective, please, and recognize that if something doesn't work out the way that you thought it should work out, that there's a lesson there for you, right? You've got to manage your expectations in business, right? And stop looking at, okay, well, Susie Q over here did this, in 30 days, so I should be able to do that too. Is that true, right? Do you know what your capacity is? Right? Do you know if Susie Q has the same exact life, worldview that you do? Do you know if Susie Q has the exact same home life as you do? You don't know that. So we've got to stop comparing ourselves to other people and to other people's journeys and start loving our own journeys and knowing that regardless of what is happening, you are good. You are enough. You are great at what you do. Right? And when you do that, you can stop editing yourself. You can stop putting the mask on. You can stop showing up thinking you need to show up a certain way. You can just show up and be you. All right? So I'd love to know your thoughts on this, right? Because I think I want to talk about this more because I recognize that part of my mission here is to really support the women that I'm meant to support in raising their level of consciousness, raising the level of consciousness to the point that you know that your answers are within you. And yeah, you may need a coach or a mentor to help you kind of, pull some of that out, but you know the answers, right? I want you to learn how to trust your own guidance, to tap into your own guidance and trust it, and to know what that guidance looks like and feels like for you, because it's different for everybody, right? How your intuition speaks to you is not going to be the same as somebody else. The way that you're designed to show up and do work in your business is going to look different for me than it looks for you. Even if you are a projector in human design, you and I are going to show up in our businesses very different. And it wouldn't be fair for me to say to you, well, this is how I do it, so you should be able to do it this way too. That really? Right? I'm not going to say that to my daughter. My daughter is a 2/4 splenic projector. Right? I'm not going to look at her and say, oh, well, you know, you should be able to handle this because I can. That's not a fair statement, right? But if you don't, again, have that self-knowledge to understand yourself and to understand how you're built, to understand how you're wired, if you don't understand the genetic coding that's within you, the codes that you hold, then it's very easy to hear what someone else has to say and go, yeah, you know, you might be right about that. No. So we're not doing that anymore, ladies. We're not doing that anymore. We are going to stand in our enoughness. We're going to stand in our worth. We're going to stand in our value. And you are going to create the life and the business that you desire on your terms. You're going to be successful on your terms. You're going to create the revenue that you desire. You're going to live by your own things that are valuable to you. You're going to create your own benchmarks. Right? You're going to allow yourself to be supported by the coaches, mentors, and communities that align with you, that allow you to step into your power instead of the ones that want to take your power by telling you how you should be doing things. Okay? So with that being said, I am hosting a masterclass next week on the 25th on Thursday called Projector Magic, right? And it's all about how to stand in your personal power to unleash your wild success. This is important stuff that we're talking about because you have a dream, you have a vision, you have something that you want to bring to fruition and you hold the key. I don't hold the key. You hold the key. And the key that you hold is within you, and the way that you find that key is by tapping into your unique human design, tapping into your unique genetic blueprint so that you can locate that key within you and unlock what it is that you're meant to unlock in your life. Right? So we're going to be talking about that inside of the Projector Magic Masterclass. It is a complimentary class. It's happening next Thursday. It is live only. So I'm not offering a recording for this because I only want individuals who want to show up, who are ready to learn, who are ready to engage, who are ready to connect with other like-minded and ambitious projectors in business who want to do great things in this world. And then the second thing I have for you is my 12-month embodiment, personal power, and business journey called Prosperous Projector Paradigm. Enrollment for that is open. It is application only. Again, this is only for the right individuals. So I will leave you the link to the invitation page so you can read all the details, you can fill out the application, and we can decide together if it is a journey that is right for you at this moment in time. So go forth today. Know that you're enough. Let go of this idea that you're not qualified, that you're an imposter. You are qualified. You are good enough. And you do know, and you are capable of figuring it out. All right? Sending you so much love. Leave me your thoughts in the comments. Leave me your questions in the comments. Share this message with any other projector entrepreneurs or women in general that you feel like need to hear this message. Share it with them. All right? Talk to y'all again soon.